Greetings, greetings. Welcome to the channel. You're with Tanisha Ali. I'm here to help you to up-level your mindset, to clear and heal energetic blockages, and to manifest the glory of God that is within you. Today I wanted to talk about the importance of working with the seasons. We're in the fall season. It's a beautiful time of harvest. It's the time where the leaves are falling from the trees. The air is a little cooler. There's less humidity. It's beautiful as you watch things that are usually green begin to turn various shades of wine and orange and brown. And you watch things that can no longer live as the season starts to shift, start to let go of life and be released or recycled or prepared for the rebirth that they will have in the springtime. It's a beautiful thing when you can start to work with nature in your manifesting and the setting right of your affairs and the lining up that happens in life when you are working with the grain instead of against the grain. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. We live in a world today where we are very separate from nature, whether it's the moon cycles, whether it's working third shifts, going against the grain and working at the time when we're supposed to be aligned with the harmony of creation and resting and retiring from a long day. We really are not in tune with the moon cycles the way we used to be eons ago, when we would plant our seeds at certain times, when we would expect a harvest at certain times. The point is that there's something that is a disadvantage in that. It takes you out of the normal rhythmic cycles that your body is biologically predisposed to and naturally aligned to. So you have to actually make an effort to be more conscious. You have to make an effort to have working with the weather or working with moon cycles or working with the seasons or some other aspect of nature. You have to make an effort to align your life and to be a little more conscious and mindful. But I can promise you, when you begin to do this, it gives your life a certain level of intentionality that you can't get from anything else you do. And the other beautiful part about it is because you're ever present in the nature or in the environment, you always have that as a focus. And when you lose focus, clearly there's going to be something in your environment that aligns to that, even if it is as simple as waking up at dawn and to if that is for the purpose of meditating or starting your spiritual practice, or recognizing that it's not really healthy to lay in the bed until 12 o'clock, even if you don't have to go to work until 3 o'clock. That you should wake up early and live intentionally. You should end your day at a certain time. You shouldn't be out and about at certain times if you can help it, or you need to begin to structure your day into a more harmonious flow, and to let that flow align with nature is going to be very advantageous. So with the fall being here, it's a beautiful time. To me, the fall is the beginning of you seeing the harvest of what you have yielded in the previous months, coming out of a very fortuitous or very busy, rewarding summer, which then took you out of a time of rebirth of spring where you feel energized and you start implementing some new goals in your life, and then so forth and so on. When you come out of the summer and you come into fall, things begin to slow down naturally. It's a time of preparation. It's a time of hunkering down and making certain things habitual. To me, when fall comes, it's a time to look at what I've accomplished in the previous season, in particular summer, but sometimes in the previous 2 seasons. But to look at what I've accomplished in the previous period and to give myself constructive feedback, to look at where I currently am in contrast to maybe where I want it to be, or in celebration of where I want it to be. It's a time to take stock of what worked, what didn't work, and where I want to be, say 6 to 9 months from this period, and what I need to do to get there. All right. So for me, when I look at fall as a season, I'm letting go of the things that didn't work for me. This can be in relationship, it can be in a particular job, some habits that you have. There could be people around you that are not moving your life forward. When the fall comes, you make the decision to release those things, to let those things go, and to go in another direction that seems to be more fruitful. The fall is a time to reap your harvest or to reap the benefits of what else you've been doing or been planning, depending upon what cycle you are on. Because even within a monthly cycle with the moon, you're in a larger cycle of the seasons. So depending upon what cycle you happen to be in, and as well, the same is true with years and so forth and so on. But depending upon what cycle you're in and what process you're working on, fall is a beautiful time. It's a time to almost start anew, but with a different type of fervor. It's a time to create new habits and to hunker down into those habits and create rituals and create behaviors and shifts in attitude that you're going to get real serious about during the remaining part of fall, going into winter, where you nurture, and you kind of sit still in a place of reflection. So it's almost like, to me, for me, planting new seeds and letting them be in the earth and be nourished by me. All right. And to allow whatever is happening in my life and whatever feels good, whatever feels fresh, whatever feels new, whatever feels invigorating, to build on that and to continue that and to add to that. But like I said, with a different type of fervor and busyness. With springtime, you can't help with the warmth and the new energy and the flowers and the life and the sounds and everything around you that's busy in the summertime, in the spring and summer. You can't help but be in that energy if you are attuned to that energy. The fall has the same kind of life, but it also has a letting go and a shifting and a pruning. So this is a time where you clip, you prune, and you trim those areas of your life that need a shape up and that need some level of cutting back in order to be aligned with where you need to be in this season. It's a different type of fervor also because it's a calmer energy. It's the energy that brings in a little more stillness. There's activity, but there's a little more stillness. And in that stillness is a planning of sorts, a looking forward to a more long range focus related to what it is you want to be doing and what it is you feel you need to be doing and where you want to rebirth or where you want to spring forth come the fall and what it is you need to do in this next fall and winter period to make sure you get there. So if it's a life plan, if there's some things that you are trying to change in terms of doing some inner work or some shifts in your diet or some shifts in your routine, the fall is the time to put those things into place and to begin to see the benefits and then to hunker down and really nurture and maintain those things during the winter time so that you can see the birth of your work and your commitment around the springtime. So whatever aspect of your life you're going to be doing that in, the fall is a wonderful, wonderful time to do that. If you plan on going to school, if you've been wanting to take some courses, if you've been wanting to do some reading, it's a time to pull inward and to focus on what is happening up here and in here that is influencing what you're seeing in your outer reality, but in a very reflective and contemplative way. So it's a time to add more meditation time into your routine, to add more contemplative and reflective energy to everything that you're doing, to slow your pace down. If you're someone that's constantly running, that constantly feels like you have a million things to do and you don't have enough time, to really remember that the sense of urgency that you have is a factor of the thoughts that you are believing that are being generated from up here, from this thought factory rather than anything that's really happening in your reality. It's a time to move in the flow very deliberately and to let go of anything that's consuming you that doesn't need to go with you into the winter season. All right? Because the winter season is the time of year that you need all of your inner and material resources to maintain and to keep things on track from what you have been doing earlier. So this is that time of preparation. So you're pruning your schedule. You're making sure that you're flowing more with the seasons, which means that when the sun starts to go down, you start to slow down. You make light work of some of the things that seem to be so important. You change the energy, the fervor, and the intention that you give to some of the things that you have let maybe monopolize your life or monopolize your time. It's an opportunity for you to go within and for you to see what your tenor, what your internal barometer is telling you about what you need to do, which means it's time to slow down and listen. It's time to clear all of the distractions. It's similar to when the sun starts to set. The daytime, although it brings us a lot of light and beauty and full awareness, because there's so much distraction in the daytime, we miss a lot. Believe it or not, sometimes our eyesight is more keen at nighttime. We see more in the moonlight sometimes than we do in the sunlight, depending upon what type of sight we have and what it is that we're actually looking for. So I say that to say that the season of fall is a time to shift into a slower yet deliberate and more intentional energy. It's time to look at your life and to prune it and take out all of the extras. It's time to get rid of some of the distractions. It's time to use this time to go within. It's a great, wonderful time to restructure your schedule, to get more out of your days by getting up just a little bit earlier and ending your days a little bit earlier. Or if you're not ending them earlier, you're slowing down at a certain time and you're making sure that once you come in for the afternoon or the evening, that you're not doing a whole lot of running around after that. Okay, that if you're doing anything, you're communing with nature. Maybe you're planting something in your autumn garden. Maybe you're doing some artwork. Maybe you're just sitting in a corner curling up with a book, or you're reading, or you're spending time with your children, or you're spending time with your pets, or you're being nourished by the creation or nature, or you're outside, but you're doing something that is more enjoyable, and you're doing something that's giving you more time to just be with you and to contemplate your life, what you're getting out of your life, what's working for you, what's not working for you. And it's a time, most importantly, to build a new habit. So use the fall, this beautiful season that is so inspired and so inspirational, because you can just look around and see everything that's falling away. Okay, look at the things that have fallen away in your life, or the things that need to fall away in your life, and the things that you need to let go of. Look at this as a time to replant very intentionally the things in your life that you want to be in your life. If you are trying to shift into a higher vibration and you want a different mindset, start with divesting of dream killers, energies that come into your life to uproot you and bring chaos. Okay, let that stuff go. Let the fall take it on out. If it has to do with something that you're setting an intention with regard to your work, and you want to approach your work with a lot less negative energy. Maybe you are someone who doesn't really enjoy going to the job that you go to every day. Or maybe you are someone that takes your job too seriously, but that also takes yourself too seriously. Maybe you want to start looking at some substitutions that you can make. Maybe you want to start looking at the different ways in which you can look at your life, and the different things that you can be grateful for, and the different ways you allow your mind to tell you what reality is, instead of just letting reality happen and being grateful for every single moment that comes your way, regardless of what it is, really experiencing the fullness of everything and not adding extra pressure. So use this time to not put extra things on your plate. use this time to focus inwardly on setting some personal goals, some personal development goals, some character development goals, some things that can assist you in raising your vibration, some things that can assist you in going within a little bit more in terms of your schedule and setting some quiet time, some things that can allow you to pull out of certain things that you may find are bringing you a bit of imbalance in your life. Time to spend more quality time with your family or with yourself, and time to just be grateful. Things are slowing down, okay? We're in the midst of a shifting and a transition. Go with it. And wherever you are in your life, no matter what you have, where you are, what you're doing, you have the opportunity, if you're watching this video, to use the next few months, this period, to totally revamp and restructure your life and to honor those things that are really important to you, and to really allow a whole new type of energy to come into your life. Invite fall into your life in ways that you've never imagined before. Cook some soups, some fall soups. Make some fall foods. Do some gardening. Maybe you want an indoor garden in your house. You don't have to plant a garden outside. Maybe you want to have fall Saturday coffee with a group of women over to your home every once a month or every couple of weeks. Maybe you want to begin to study something. Maybe you just want to start sitting outside on your porch or in your backyard or at the community park more often. Whatever it is, let this season be about you and planting new seeds and taking time to really honor what you've accomplished and what has brought you to where you are right now. So I hope that you resonated with this video and there's something that you got out of this video, and that you set some goals for the next couple of months in terms of where you want to be going into the winter and what you want to hibernate with and rest with going into the winter, and what it is you need to do now in order to let go of certain things in your life. And every time you see the leaves fall or you watch the beautiful colors, that you look at that in terms of your life and how we must let go of things that are no longer working for us, and that these experiences come and this creation comes to allow us to reflect on the signs around us and to look at all the multitude of ways that Spirit, that God, that the Creator is reminding us of what we should be doing in our lives. I love you. You're with Tanisha Ali. If you have not purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, I invite you to do that as you manifest your masterpiece. It is a great healing addendum that can be very helpful to you on your journey. It's not a chapter book, but it's a book of verbals and daily quotes that can help you up-level your life and excel in areas where maybe you didn't think were possible before, or where maybe you need a side cheerleader or a guide on the side or someone to help facilitate a direction for you as you delve into coming to love yourself more, coming to want more out of life, settling for less, and just coming to be a part of this lifelong experience. Love you, love you, love you. More present with this lifelong experience. Have a beautiful day. Can't get the button.